So it's wash day. Howdy everybody, Cherie here again, ready to share more with you. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my wash day routine for my lovely locks, which I just did a couple of days ago. So I'm going to be sharing with you all of the prep and the routine that I go through. So I hope you will stay till the end. Make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and tab the little bell so you get all the notifications for when I upload a new video, and leave some comments so that we can chat, okay? So stay tuned and enjoy. So first up is to prepare some of the products we're going to use, and one is the herbal rinse, and we're going to bring the water to a boil and then let the tea bag steep for 10 minutes. Once that's done, I'm going to transfer it to that bottle you saw me use at the beginning, so that now I put that to the side and it's ready to go. Next up is the pre-cleanse. I got this recipe from Loccrush, but I altered mine a little bit to use less coconut oil so that we can avoid buildup. So all the ingredients will be listed in the description box. Once this is all mixed together, again, I set it to the side and let it sit for a little bit so that coconut oil can really melt down. First thing, take out the jewels. So now that the DIY products are ready, I'm going to take out all of my hair jewelry and then apply gloves before I apply my pre-cleanse, because the turmeric can color the fingers. So here are my gloves, and now I'm going to apply this in between all of my parts throughout my hair. I like to section it in 4 sections so that I can really make sure I cover the majority of my scalp with this pre-cleanse. This pre-cleanse is going to help lift up any buildup, dirt, dandruff, or anything that may be sitting in my roots and my scalp. And then once I get it all in there, I'm going to massage it for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to place a cap over my head and let that sit for about an hour. You really want to let it get in there and rub it in really well. Now we cover it with a plastic bag and go sit and watch some TV or something for an hour. Now it's time to wash. So you always want to make sure with locks that you really let that water saturate the hair. Get that hair really wet. And to also make the product go a long way, I use a cup and I dilute my shampoo. This deep cleansing shampoo that Crown Element sells on their site. She's working on the formulation for her own, but right now this is what she recommends. And so I just add a little bit of water to that. That way I make sure that I'm really getting the product all throughout my locks. And I also turn the water off while I'm shampooing so that I can really focus on scrubbing, my scalp and hair. So I just apply it to my scalp, and you see here that it lathers right away, and that's because of that pre-cleanse. The pre-cleanse has already done some of the cleansing work. So I'm going to just swirl it around in that cup and apply it to my locks. And I do this several times, as you'll see, to make sure I really get a good cleanse all the way down my locks. And then rinse thoroughly in between each application of diluted shampoo. It's also a good idea to add water to the cup first and then the shampoo, so then that way you avoid a lot of suds in the cup. And then swirl it around and apply it to the hair and scalp again. And you'll see me going in different directions, trying to make sure that I get the shampoo all over my hair. So I usually have to do it around 3 or 4 times to really make sure I'm cleansing my hair thoroughly and then rinsing well in between each shampoo application. Now it's really lathering up. Oh yeah, that hair's getting nice and clean. This deep cleansing shampoo is similar to a clarifying shampoo. I also need to add a how do you say it again? Chelating, yeah, that's how you say it. Chelating shampoo, since most waters are hard water unless you have a filter. And then lastly, to make sure we get all of that shampoo out, we want to use the waterfall method, turning the water on in the tub, because that pressure is going to add some extra cleansing. Now to check that we got all of that shampoo out, we do this little test, squeezing up, and as long as we don't see any suds, we know we've done a good job. Now I apply a microfiber towel and sit with this for about 10 to 15 minutes to let it soak up most of the water. Next, we're going to add the herbal rinse to add that herbal infused conditioning treatment. And I use a bowl because I'm going to pour it over my head, let it collect in the bowl, and then pour it over my head again several times. There is a video that I have made that basically goes through this in detail. Once that's been run through several times, I squeeze, and then apply a second microfiber towel again to soak up the majority of the liquid before we go under the dryer. Trying to get all of that hair in there. Now that it's been about 10-15 minutes, we're going to remove that and then apply moisture infusion to add some additional moisture and herbal treatments. And then we're going to seal all of that in with the wonderful, wonderful Main Radiance oil. Remember, oil is a sealant, not a moisturizer. The moisturization comes from first the cleansing of the hair and then adding in that moisture infused moisturizer. Once that's been thoroughly applied, I'm going to use my lock brush to add some conditioning treatment by making sure all of the product is thoroughly throughout my hair, as well as removing of lint. This is a good time to do that. It's also a wonderful opportunity to help place the loose hairs with the lock they're supposed to be with and add some additional lock popping assistance. You always want to make sure that you pop your locks when they are moist, so you never want to do it dry. And this brush can help with that as well, so that you gently remove the hairs from marrying each other. So here you see me going strategically, separating a few pieces of locks, gently pulling the hairs apart, and then brushing them in the right direction that they're supposed to be before I actually get to the retwisting. So I'll do that throughout all of my hair, and then I section it again before I begin the actual retwisting segment. Sectioning my hair actually saves time and makes it very easy to get through the retwisting in a timely fashion. So before I begin each section, I give another little brush And then I'm going to use another wonderful product from Crown Elements called Divine Hold. It offers a flexible hold so that the hair can continue to lock. Locking happens basically when the hair swells and retracts and swells and retracts. So having a loose hold product will aid in that process. So you'll see me twisting clockwise and then locksmithing. Locksmithing is a great way to neaten up your locks, and you basically can do it all the way down the shaft. Now I admit, I don't do it all the way down the entire lock, but I do it a lot further down than I used to since I learned this technique. And in a moment here, you'll see me slow down the video so you can actually see what I'm doing. Basically, what you're doing is using the palm of your hand and your thumb to roll all of the loose hairs together. Now this back area likes to marry a lot, so here you see me doing some more lock popping, gently separating the hairs so that I can make sure I'm retwisting the lock with the hair that it's supposed to have in it. So you basically roll the hand back across and then push with the thumb. Roll with your hand, push with the thumb, and that'll get all of those loose hairs together. So here I am, just about done, and I'm gonna come in close so you can actually see the locksmithing technique again. So see here, I roll the hand, push with the thumb, roll the hand, push with the thumb, all the way down. So with this awesome technique called locksmithing, you'll see, look at that. Look how nice and tight and neat that is. And last one. Whoo! So now that is all done, nice and neat. And now we're going to wrap the hair loosely around the head and sit under the dryer. You want to make sure that you don't air dry. Air drying can lead to mold and mildew and odor. So at least an hour you should sit under the dryer. I learned that again from Jocelyn. And so now I do sit under the dryer. I usually will sit until it's completely dry, but at least an hour is sufficient. Once my hair was dry, I decided to style it in a Nubian twist knot bob. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please rate, thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.